Hi everyone. I have a question for you. So are you the kind of parents who let your kids watch TV and video games most of the day? Or are you the ones making sure they're always busy? Today we are talking about parenting. So I see a lot of parents that like to do activities, take their kids here to this activity, this party, and then right away in their day they can have like 2, 3, 4 activities to get the kid tired and go to bed, right? And don't get me wrong, I have 2 kids. When they are tired and it's the end of the day, I am happy that they're going to bed early because parenting is difficult. Parenting takes a lot of energy out of our body, and parenting is one of the most difficult job in the world, in the entire jobs that can exist, because it impacts right away your kid, their future, and what they're gonna become, right? So I see also parents that rely on school, church, and they rely on those things to teach the kids. But parenting is also taking time with your kids to teach them about life, because parenting starts at home. Parenting is not only, okay, I'm going to teach you how to walk, I'm going to teach you your ABC and some lovely songs. There is also the social aspect. Okay, I'll give you a scenario. Okay, you are at school with your friends and this happens or this happens. What would you do? And have a conversation with them and see what they think and realign them if they need to be realigned, because they don't know. Like, you send them to school, they go to church. Church, most of the time, they don't understand all the words, especially when they're small. And in school, it's not going to teach them the social aspect of functioning in the world. So you need to take the time to teach your kids, to teach them about respect, respect with words, respect of the body, respect of the time. Like I explain to my kids, it's important to be on time, because if you're late, you're showing the other person that you don't care about, that their time is not important. So it's disrespectful. Would you like it if somebody does it to you? So I reverse it so they can try to imagine how it would make them feel. Or destroying somebody's creation or toys or picture. How would you feel if that happens to you? And there is so many subjects you can teach your kids depending of like what comes up. But there's all those things, they're not taught at school. So I think it's really important to give them a base of like not lying, respecting people, like following instruction, when to follow instruction, and when can you lead or when can you take your own decision, because they do need some space to take their own decision. And they need to understand also that in certain situations, they need to follow instruction, right? If we want them to work in a society and not having them end up with the wrong friends, or how to pick your friends also, it's important. If you want them to succeed in life, you need to teach them like friends, doing the right thing, so they don't end up doing the wrong thing and end up in prison, and then it ruins their entire life. Like they end up going into drugs, into prison, choosing the wrong friends. We cannot control their environment, right? We can only control what we teach them. So we need to give them the tools for them to be able to fly by their own when they're older, right? So right now my kids are in summer camp, which is the first time. Mommy was a little bit nervous, yes. But I have confidence in them because I've trained them. I've taught them how to pick from right and wrong, what to do, what not to do, when to walk out of a situation and not stay there, how to not get involved with the troublemakers, because you might get in trouble just by hanging out with them, and they're not going to be able to say, oh, you did it, you didn't, and you're all going to end up in trouble. So how to navigate through all those situations. So the more I teach them, the more I know when it's time for them to fly on their own, they'll be able to go and do things. Like I know some young adults that they left home when they were young adults and they didn't know how to cook. They didn't know how to do their own laundry. My kids have been doing their own laundry since 2 years old. Like these are all things a parent needs to teach their kids in order for them to succeed and be able to function later in life. Yeah, and not only we need to let the kids learn, you need to let them be bored also. You need to let them be bored, because being bored, they're like, Mommy, I have nothing to do. I want the TV. Go find something to do. Don't give them something to do. Let them find something to do. Because in that moment, when they're bored, that's when the creativity starts. So they're going to go draw. They're going to go read books. They're going to go play music. And you need that moment for the kids. The kids need that moment to train the brain to be creative, to come up with things, not to be given things all the time, but to be able to create things and beautiful things. So we can't, as parents, it's very irresponsible to leave the kids all day in front of TV or on their tablets or on their video game, and while they're not at school or busy with an activity. So we need to teach them so they don't get into trouble, or they know how to defend themselves if they have some sort of verbal conflict with friends at school, right? Or when to walk away. And in those teaching also very important, self-respect, privacy, because we can't control the people out there, right? We cannot control which grown-up they're gonna encounter. So it's very, very, very important you teach your kids, okay, privacy, it's a treasure. Nobody looks at it, nobody touch it. You walk away, don't stay alone with a grown-up, stay in a group with friends, without necessarily explaining, oh, because this and this and this can happen, right? So they know what to follow. They know the instruction. But again, all these things, they don't learn at school. It's your job as a parent to teach your kid what's right or wrong. If not, they're going to end up going through the wrong path in life. They're going to end up in trouble. They're going to end up in drugs. They're going to end up in the worst things. And as a parent, you want your kids to succeed. You want your kids to shine. You want your kids to be able to do whatever they want and be able to achieve things, right? So limit the TV, limit the video games. And if they do play video games, nice games, not hurting games, I mean, there's nothing really positive, but anyways, that's my opinion. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.